Hey everybody, it's Sunday, May 1st. I was inside working on the Dutch's restaurant, and man, it's just a beautiful day out here. So I thought I've got to get out and run some trains in the garden. So I'm going to go ahead and film this. That way I'll post it next weekend, because next weekend the weather's not supposed to be as nice right now. So first thing I'm going to do, as you don't remember, is I run the crew from Williamson dropped off these 3 cars as well as the empty coal cars last night. So we're going to run to the sawmill and the pulpwood first, and then we'll come back, eat some lunch, and then we'll do the coal mine run to Scott Coal afterwards. So first thing I have to do is put the caboose on the end of the train. So I'm going to run forward, and I'm just going to back the caboose onto the main line there, and then I'll come up and I'll back the train onto the caboose. I don't know how much you'll be able to hear the sound. Pretty windy today. So beautiful day, mid-70s. Alright, I know that's not an engineer hat. But, I've had melanoma, and my file at the dermatologist is about 2 inches thick, so I'm not taking any chances. In case you're wondering, I have run off the end one time, did very little damage. I can't put a dead piece of track in because I'm running battery power, so I'd have to make a physical blockade. I haven't done it yet, and I should. This time of the day, a lot of the layout is in the shade. So we planted our plants. We had to put the ones on the other side basically full sun. Ones on this side are will take some shade. So as usual, I just run a few loops, just very relaxed until I get down to switching. And I did have the upper loop running today too. So after running a few laps, we reached the end of the line, which is Truett, town of Truett. This is Truett Lumber. The white building there used to be the depot. The branch line used to be much longer, but the coal mine at the end shut down. So now it's just got the little coal mine, Scott Coal Lumber Company, and a pulpwood loading. Not a lot of business left. So I fast forwarded through a bunch of this because what I should have done was move the camera and zoomed in, but I left it right here so you really don't have a good view, or as good a view as I would have liked. So I edited a bunch of it out, but I'll sort of describe what I'm doing. The first thing I did is I leave the caboose right here, because later on I'm going to need to put it on the end of the train. Pull the rest of the train forward, and I unhook the gondola, which is going to be for the pulpwood loading, and we'll switch that on the way back. So if I'd moved the camera to the right and zoomed in a little bit, you could have seen it a lot better. So I'll leave the gondola there. Pull forward into the tunnel, and then I'm going to pick up the loaded cars from Truett Lumber. Obviously out on the deck narrating this, and we've got a siren coming. Spotted the loaded cars onto the gondola. Now we're delivering the empties to the lumber company. I'm not really dancing, but I have a lot of problems with my legs. If I stand in one spot, it bothers me. So you see me shift my weight quite a bit. Go back and get the caboose. And we're running around the train and tack the caboose on the end. And since almost 90% of my layout is on a curve, except for the yard, basically it's very difficult to get the couplers to line up and to uncouple. So most of the time I just do it by hand, lift up one end of the car. It drops right back down on the rails. It's not like N scale. Alright, I'm running back around the train again. We're going to head back to Hagans, but we're going to stop and switch the pulpwood loading on the way. By the way, my wife, when she was watching the video about, when I was talking about making a logging railroad, she was shaking her head violently no. She does not want me to do that. What's going on with the lighting here? It's like the camera can't figure out where it wants to be. So we do the same thing on the way back. We run around, run a few loops. It's a very relaxed operation. So those purple plants are very pretty, but they really crowd this spur. May have to take them out. First of all, I pulled up too far. You had to shove the train back. I could say I was trying to get the guys off the caboose so they wouldn't have to walk as far. Those plants, first time I tried this, they just basically pushed the car over. So that's why you're seeing me really pushing them back. So I made that load, and those were all twigs that I cut hundreds of. And I had a huge pile there where the truck is. I think the birds have been stealing them for nests or something. It's definitely deteriorated. push them over. Now I've got a screwdriver and sort of modified, and if it's on straight track, it'll work most of the time. If there's any curve, I'm better off just lifting the car up. Definitely a different experience than hand scale when you're putting cars on the track and coupling, uncoupling. So now I'll run a couple laps and then I'll head into the yard. And in theory, that was our morning's work. You know, we're saying like this is maybe a 5-mile branch line or something like that. It used to be maybe a 20-mile branch line. It's just hanging on. So we'll head back to the yard, and the crew will stop and eat lunch, and then they'll head out to switch Scott coal after lunch. But that'll be a different video. I hope everybody enjoyed it. A little bit of a change of pace from the end scale switching. Do part 2 tomorrow. Stay safe.